He showed in those battles with Klopp, in those battles with Pep, in those battles with Zidane, in those battles with Simeone, that he can go toe to toe with the best managers in the world, and he can win trophies. And like I said, the margins of football are very thin. He was 2 penalty kicks away from taking 2 trophies off Klopp last season. Klopp goes trophyless and Tuchel bags 4, and suddenly I think has equal trophies that Klopp has in just over 2 seasons and compared to 7. These are like, that's how close it is.
Yes, the fine margins, bro.
Yeah.
And that Matisse there hiding in the background, blood. What you telling me, fam? What you telling me, bro?
Bro. Please, today, man, have mercy, please.
Bro. I don't know, bro. What's going on? What's going on, bro? Talk to me, fam.
Long, man. Can't believe it. Man. Man has to wrap up warm because it's cold out in these streets, man.
Bro, listen, bruv. Man said, yeah, fucking Graham Potter, yeah? Man like Graham Potter, fam.
Yeah. It's not looking good, bruv. I don't know what to say, man. I haven't even reacted to this. I've been hiding, fam.
Bro, what's going on at your football club, bro?
Bro, I don't know, man. I didn't see this coming. I can't lie. It's just, you know, when you give man 270 million to spend, you think, yeah, they're probably going to give him minimum to the new year, possibly the season, unless it's absolute catastrophe. Just got him a Aubameyang, 33-year-old guy. Do you know what I mean? Clearly his player. The Zagreb performance was one of the worst performances I've ever seen from Chelsea. It was so bad, and it makes it worse because of the level of opposition. But I said, you know what? We're gonna give him some time, because this is a manager that's got us to 6 finals in 100 odd games. You know, just over 2 years, 3 trophies, 6 finals. Could have had the double last year, but for some penalties in those cup games against Liverpool, it's very fine margins in football. And I've always been kind of like, yeah, man, this guy deserves the loyalty. He went through the sanctions with us, went through all of that. He could have easily just walked and said, you know what, bun this. You're getting rid of Mourinho, you're getting rid of Czech, you're getting rid of all the people I've worked with. I'm just gonna just walk. But man stayed, went through the whole thing with us. But I still had some questions, you know, why are you not rating a Billy Gilmore, but you're rating a Gallagher when you're trying to play possession-based football? Why are you signing a Aubameyang and not a creative player that can help you create more chances when these players in these attacking midfield spaces are really, really, they're not suited for the creativity in terms of possession-based, technical, in between the lines. They're transitional players. A lot of these guys, they're box-to-box midfielders. You're not playing any 8s. You're playing just 6s, but you have only 1 6, and you didn't even think you needed another DM, but then you realize on deadline day you do. Clearly not the best squad builder in the world. Maybe needs a DOF. There's question marks, but yeah, man, just the style of football was starting to get tough to watch. And I guess these ownership, they don't owe him nothing, innit? They weren't there for the Champions League final. This is their time. They just come in this summer. And they said, you know what? The communication is dying down, according to David Orenstein. So we're just going to just get someone that fully understands what we're trying to do here in terms of the culture. So I'm not really angry. I'm disappointed. I'm obviously like, bro, this guy, man, it's a shame, but bad timing, I guess. If he had a DOF, maybe he would have survived, but I don't know, man. It's long. It's long for him.
But you're saying if he had a DOF, but brother, why was the DOF not the first thing he went and got? How come now the transfer window's closed? Now these men are talking about director of football, blood. Like, what's the point in getting one in now when the window's closed? But when the window was open, he could have just gone and got one.
Maybe they weren't sure on him, you know. Maybe they weren't sure on him. They said, you know what, we're going to give you the keys for the window. Because when you get a director,
yeah, but if you're not sure on someone, you don't give them 270 million. I'm not gonna lie, bro.
Yeah,
the maths is not mathing, bro.
Yeah, it's not mathing. I think some of those players like Aubameyang are purely his, and then players like Fofana, you think, you know what, that will suit any manager. So we'll bring him in. It's not necessarily your player, but you like him too. So we'll bring him in, and if we have to get rid of you, it's not like Fofana's a bust now. We can't use him. It's not like It's not like, you know, Cucurella, we can't use him. So the money is being spent on players that are still, you know, ready to play at a top club, hopefully, and play a certain way and all these things. So it's weird. Like, it's very puzzling. I get you. It's very puzzling. But I think maybe they weren't sure on him, and they were just pre-season. Some of the comments were being made, and they were like, not sure. But the fans love him. We're gonna back him because we're new owners. We can't just go and sack one of their favorite managers. So we're gonna give him some time. But when you're bringing in a DOF, the DOF has to match the manager, and they weren't sure if he were gonna be the manager, I guess. So they just waited, innit? And now, Lord and behold, they sack him, and now they're gonna get a DOF that matches Potter. So yeah, man, it's all mad.
What are you saying, deluded? Graham Potter to the
Just
bridge,
stay up,
fam.
man. Yeah, my Potter's a lit signing. I can't lie, man. Obviously, he deserves his job, man. Obviously, he's been at Ostersund, Swansea, got great things going at Brighton. Shown he can nurture talents, whether they're young players or players that aren't necessarily household names that carry resale value. I think he deserves it. I think the worst that could happen for him at Chelsea is that he flops in it. He'll still get another move. I think Chelsea could do a lot worse. Be keen to see, obviously, as Matisse alluded to there, the structural changes, you know, director of football and things. And as an Arsenal fan, I've seen when it works, it somewhat works. When it's at loggerheads, it could be different. As he also said, you know, it's coming out that, you know, Tuchel and Berhe were kind of at loggerheads over, you know, who they want to sign, who, you know, and even with Tuchel, did he put a more of a practical approach to signing people like Rafinha and Conde? So I don't think it was knee-jerk to set Tuchel. I think from last season, the style of football and all these sort of things, he's been on a tightrope, and, you know, they've obviously done it. You know, like you said, they spent 200-300 million on defenders, struggling to keep clean sheets, getting dealt with by Leeds and Southampton, and cheating against West Ham. So it's calm still. See what he's on.
Yeah, I think it's mad, isn't it?
When I just clocked, Matisse got sunglasses on. What the fuck?
Yeah, you know, I feel hungover, you know, but I didn't drink. It's mad.
You say that WKD killing you.
That's a reality just sitting on man's head, bruv. Man just got the headache, fam.
Bro,
there's nothing to worry about.
You know, as a content creator, usually you see breaking. Obviously, yesterday I was away on personal things anyway. I was off the grid. But when you see news like that, you think, yeah, you got to react, breaking news, get them views. I said, fam, I'll be here tomorrow, innit? Fuck it. 24 hours later, do you know what I mean? The 24-hour challenge, because I'm just perplexed. I needed time to deep that. I needed all the reports to drop. I'm seeing, yeah, you're right. They didn't agree on everything. Bowie wanted Ronaldo. He didn't want Ronaldo. I agree with that. I don't think he should go for Ronaldo. But then I disagreed on the Billy Gilmore thing. He didn't want to keep Billy Gilmore. The owner wanted to keep Billy Gilmore.
Who's that?
So, who's that? He's at Brighton now.
Oh, that.
Funnily enough, right? Ironically enough, he's at Brighton.
Work,
yeah, funny how them things work. He's at Brighton.
It's like Cucurella. He's bucking demand them in a sec.
Yeah, so it's mad. I didn't agree with all of his decisions, but obviously I was always going to give him some time to show what he's trying to do, because I think he deserves that time from us, considering what he done. In terms of, it's weird when you come into a team, you expect it to be tough at the beginning, but when you go and win the Champions League immediately like that, you can only really fall unless you can maintain that higher level. And then you're
didn't pattern up in the Premier League, man. Really.
Yeah, it didn't pattern up in the Premier League,
and closer to City.
And I think his one, if I have one big thing with him, is that he's not ruthless enough, and he got caught in between two minds. You had players like Ziyech and Pulisic that didn't want to be here. You have got to get those players gone. But you're still using them. You're bringing them on off the bench and expecting them to change things for you. And they're playing like a bunch of plebs. Do you know what I mean? They're just bastards. Like the
money you're not spending attacking sense. I don't know, man. It's too cool. I know the buzzword is attractive football and all of that, but I just don't think you lot.
But like, you don't have to play attractive football. You have to play winning football.
You have to score goals, though. You don't.
Yeah, you have to score goals. So my thing with him is that if we're not going to be entertaining to watch, if you're going to do the do it right, sit deep and break. Be that team. Or if you're going to be possession based and you're going to want to be on the front foot and you're going to want to, then you have to buy technical players. And then I'm like, why are you prioritizing Billy Gallagher so much and not just really just saying buyback option and sell like you've done with other youngsters when you know that you need chances created? And if you watch Gallagher at Palace, that's not his remit. He's a counter presser. He's a player that transitions, energy, box to box midfield. You're playing him in a pivot. In the double pivot, expecting great build-up play, expecting press resistance, expecting chances to be created. You're shouting at him because he's not making this pass quickly enough. That's him. He is him. He is him. You know what I mean? It is not making sense. So I don't know. I think he just got very, very confused. But yeah, man, it's a shame. It's a
Do you
shame.
think he was done dirty? I only asked that because on many ways I think no, but it's like you had the whole Roman thing you had to put up with. Obviously, you spent mad money this summer, but it seemed like it was all over the place, somewhat shambolic. You spoke about the technical director. Was he kind of done dirty? Obviously, football don't owe him nothing, and there's rumors even coming out that United and someone else wanted to chat to him last year. He said, "No, I'm staying at Chelsea," and that. Do you think he's done dirty by you, man? Not that he's owed anything.
I think he's done dirty if this was the Roman era, but because it's Todd Boehly, Todd Boehly don't owe him nothing. Do you know what I mean? He didn't win the Champions League for Todd Boehly. Todd Boehly's come in and he's made this assessment and he said, "Raw, that's mad." But when it comes to the fans, we have to thank him massively. For me, I'm thanking him massively because you're right. He stayed with us through that tricky period. He saw them Jamie Carragher articles on Man United and he said, "No, that's not happening." And he had weaknesses as a manager, but most managers do. So you have to kind of negate, you have to kind of cover up those weaknesses and negate those weaknesses. He showed in those battles with Klopp, in those battles with Pep, in those battles with Zidane, in those battles with Simeone, that he can go toe to toe with the best managers in the world, and he can win trophies. And like I said, the margins of football are very thin. He was 2 penalty kicks away from taking 2 trophies off Klopp last season. Klopp goes trophyless and Tuchel bags 4, and suddenly I think has equal trophies that Klopp has in just over 2 seasons and compared to 7. These are like, that's how close it is.
It's the fine margins, bro.
Yeah. Very fine margins, man. Very fine margins.
No, that makes complete sense, to be fair, what you're saying, bro. Like, you definitely didn't deserve to get sacked. But I just knew he would.
Yeah, everyone knew it. I mean, when he won the Champions League, I mean, we sat here and we said it wouldn't, not because he deserves it, but in the next 12, 18 months, it's not un-Chelsea like not to see him get the clip. That's just, obviously the regime's changed, but that's just how the man they are. So it's ruthless, but well, you can leave him with his head held high. Probably got decent compensation. He won Champions League, which eluded him at PSG. Could have done a lot better, get another job. It's all calm, really.
Yeah, he'll definitely get another job. His reputation definitely hasn't been tarnished by this Chelsea stint, bro, because he won a Champions League. So he won't have no problem getting another job. I'll be honest. So it's just one of them ones. But it's a bit of a piss take though. And the Graham Potter thing, I think it'll just be interesting to see how he does now. Do you know what I'm saying? It'll be interesting to see how
100.
He does, man, because there's no doubt that he's a good coach, but being a good coach is not enough, bro. Like,
the dynamics are different.
Yeah, like Chelsea have had good coaches before and it hasn't worked out. So there's no guarantee that it's gonna work out for Graham Potter. Like, there's absolutely no guarantee. And the one thing I would say is, yeah, with Graham Potter as well, the pressure is completely different. Every game as a Chelsea manager, you have to win. When you're managing Brighton, the pressure to win every game is not there.
You're always 2 games away from a crisis at the top.
Yeah, that's it. 100%. So again, like, that changes things completely. In terms of his recruitment as well, bro, you're shopping in a different market now. So as much as man's recruited well at Brighton and stuff like that, yeah, all right, cool. This is Chelsea now. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, do you have the clout to bring players in? Like, the players want to come and play for you because, yeah, you're a good coach in the Premier League, but outside of the Premier League, no one knows or gives a shit who you
power
are,
as well, man. You know, you're almost a little man at Chelsea. In many ways, you're going to get a lot of things to, you're going to be able to flex your muscles. But you had a good little thing at Brighton with how you was tying in with the technical director and left. And as you know, player power is evidently more important. And I'm not saying it's going to happen at Chelsea, but all our clubs, how many times do you see when one manager's at a club, they only have good things to say about him, the players, a new manager comes in, they big him up and then they start rubbing him out. So he's going to be in a different sort of game. And I must admit, he must be prepared for it. His name's always, anytime there's a top club gaffer position available, he's always linked with it. So he must be prepared for it. I think he deserves the chance, really. But
he definitely does. But like I said yesterday, bro, it was the same with Brendan Rodgers. He got the Liverpool chance. Do you know what I'm saying? It didn't work out, and then boom, this is what it is. So it's one of them ones with Brendan Rodgers. Yeah, I mean with Potter, if he comes in, yeah, say for instance, and Chelsea finish 6th or something like that, because of his name, how long did they give him? Yeah, how long did they give him?
He might get next season
before he's under pressure.
He's got to get time. But I hear what you're saying. It's like He could
No,
either
he's
go
got to
Roger.
get time, but do you get time at Chelsea, bro? Like, where's the
We don't know.
It's a
We don't
delusion
know.
as a manager as well, man.
This is the thing. We don't know. This is a new
Unless you're
ownership.
Mikel
I
Arteta,
know.
you ain't
I know
really
they didn't
getting
give.
time.
They didn't give Tuchel time, but Tuchel wasn't their manager. Now they've appointed their manager. Surely you assume they get time, but we don't know how much time they're going to get because we don't know. They say they want to build for 5-10 years, but we have to actually see it. So he got a 5-year deal exactly. So for me, Potter, like you're saying, like he's a very talented manager, but it could either go Rodgers, it could go Sarri, and Sarri for me was very underrated because he tried to in 1 year he implemented a whole new style and picked up a trophy with a team that were roundabout finishing in the same kind of position as they was before anyway. And they needed like a Conte to really just like take them above and beyond again and overachieve with a title win. That season, nobody expected to win a title at Chelsea. It was meant to be Man City with all the money spent with Pep. And Sarri, we saw what he did with Juventus, and then he leaves and they fall to pieces again. So he's quite underrated, but he doesn't get a lot of the love because of obviously the personality or not connecting with the fans, and you have to hope that Potter can do that.
Yeah, Sarri was a trench man. He was an old school guy. This is what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Fuck you, man.
100%. But all this talk about you got a 5-year contract, bro. Who cares, bro?
Healthy compensation.
Moyes got like 6 years or something. Yeah, I mean, and he got sacked in no time, bro. So like, man, getting a 5-year contract, I don't think that means anything. I don't think that means anything at all. That just means that for now, man feel like giving him time. But you've seen what Todd's like, bro. Like he's very reactionary, and he's got a lot of money. So he doesn't seem like the kind of guy, to be like, you know what, it's not working out, but we'll just wait, blood. Bro, he'll go and buy another manager, blood. Do you know what I mean? These men were doing fucking deadline day madness, bro, offering money to everyone. These men tried to sign a fucking centre back for 90 million and then loan him back to the club, bro. Like,
and obviously this is an unprecedented season as well. So like they have to give him time. We don't know how the World Cup's going to impact the players that from Chelsea go, but the players that don't, you know, obviously he's going to, I think he gets, I don't like the word free hit because obviously if you're messing about, you could get sacked. But I think for what's left of this season, even though it's just started, I think he'll kind of get this. But as Matisse alluded to, you kind of got to show stuff to warrant persistence sort of thing.
Yeah.
That man slept in 50 million for Lavia, bro, on the last day of the window. Now, bruv, these man ain't got a clue what they're doing.
He just touched Southampton as well. Probably ain't even unpacked all his clothes and that.
You
from
see
City.
that?
Crazy.
You see, but that's why I'm trying to say this 5-year, 6-year deal, or whatever 5-year deal they're offering, man, it means nothing. If this brother comes in, and there's no new manager Bants presence, and then man finish outside the top 4, he's under pressure immediately, bro, going into his summer window.
He's under pressure at times at Brighton as well.
Exactly. And if he doesn't have a good summer in terms of recruitment and come out swinging at the start of the season, bro, he'll be gone by Christmas.
I wonder if he brings his guns with him.
Yeah, I think he'll bring his coaching staff with him.
He needs to bring his guns, man.